How's everyone doing today? I hope that everyone's having a great weekend today. A great Sunday today, I should say more. Okay. Starting a lot earlier today than I normally do. Okay. Hello, Burton, Fisher, Wasabi Guy, Adam, Joseph. How are you guys? Okay. Hello, Paul Mercenary. Hey, guys. Okay, anybody who needs help selling, just send me an invite and, I will help you out. Hey, Josh. What time is it for you? Right now, about 1:30 p.m. Hey, man, give me 1 second. I'm gonna start my stream, too. Okay, Nikki. So how's everyone? I hope everyone's having a great day today. Oh, there's this... Oh, hang on a second. Service vehicles. Annoying vehicles. Manage vehicles. Raiju. Okay, this should be interesting. Hang on. Haven't done this challenge in a long time here. Please more early streams like this. Also, I got a young ancestor heist. Let's do it. Yeah, are you okay with doing it at the end, though? Anomalous, like maybe like 90 minutes from now? Because I usually save the heist for the end of the stream. I can help you, but can we do it like 90 minutes from now? Love your Dimitri video. Thank you. Okay. Okay, let's see how many of these checkpoints we can hit then. I know, there's a lot of people that have been requesting that I do earlier streams, so I want to try to do an earlier stream today. Have a great stream. Thank you, Tyler. Wonder if we can get all of them. There's 75 of them left, huh? Wonder if we can get every single one then. Do I think it's good to abstain from meat? I think it should just be up to the individual. Just whatever they want to do. Whatever they want to eat is, you know, whatever they want to eat. But, you know, I will tell you this, though, you know, I'm not a, you know, I'm not a vegetarian or anything like that. I don't have any problem with people who are vegetarian or vegan. My only problem, personally, is when people think that somebody is a bad person because they eat meat. That's the point when I have a problem with that, at that point. If somebody doesn't want to eat meat, absolutely no problem with that. I don't judge them. But I get annoyed when, like, you know, somebody that might be, like, you know, a vegan, they might think that, like, somebody who eats meat is like a bad person, or they're like a, you know, murderer or something like that. Like, and there are people that actually think like that, as ridiculous as it sounds. Okay. tag me in a tweet. What kind of tweet is it? Early stream. I love this so much. No problem, Blade. I wanted to do a little bit earlier streams, mix it up. I'm not using the PlayStation Edge controller anymore. I'm just using regular, you know, PS5 dual. Okay, there's just 33 checkpoints left. Do I think it's worth buying the Edge? Not really, Krillin. Not at the moment. Not until the joystick modules are mass produced, because you can't get those joystick modules, which means that if you get stick drift, you're screwed on those controllers. So that's what I'll say about it. Okay, I will join MCs in just a moment here to help people out. Okay, we got 20 checkpoints left. Let's see if we can finish it up. We can get all of them on the map. Is it impressive if I defeat somebody in a dogfight if they were using a Raiju and I was using the Nakoda? Yeah, definitely. You know, they had explosive cannons, and they're using a jet, and you're using a World War II plane. It's definitely impressive to defeat them with that. I can't fly like that, honestly. I'll say, like, I suck at dogfighting in this game. I might be good at doing stunts with aircraft and, like, you know, doing, like, you know, low passes on, like, tunnels and stuff like that. But when it comes to actually dogfighting people, I'm not too good at it. I'm actually really good with helicopters. If you give me a helicopter, I can dogfight people, and I can kill people in that pretty easily. But when it comes to any kind of, you know, planes or jets, I'm not that great with it. Thank you, Alvanor. Hey, Anowak. Hey, Anowak, I tried to message you on PlayStation, but, I don't know if you got it. I tried to add you, but your friends list was private. Let's see this. Oh, wow, this one's high up, okay. Wait, what, Purified? You didn't post what yet? I'll stream around 2 to 3 hours like I normally do. Thought you were gonna have your stream tomorrow. Oh, I am. I'm gonna have a GTA 4 stream tomorrow, so we're doing another stream tomorrow also. Hey Pro, Red Dead Redemption Remastered and GTA Definitive Edition released digital first, then physical a few months later. Do you think it'll be the same with GTA 6? No, GTA 6 is gonna have a physical release at launch. Thank you, Marshall. Yeah, GTA 6 will definitely have a physical release at launch. I wouldn't worry about it. Oh, ooh. Oh, that was close. Nice. Okay, we only got, yeah, we got it. We got every checkpoint. Good work, guys. Yeah, hey, Chaz, how are you? You're good at that. Thank you, Rex. Well, I almost crashed a few times, too. Are you good at math? No. No, I'm not. You would think that I'm good at math because I've done so many money guides on GTA before, but no. The truth is I'm not good at math. My speciality is history. That's what I'm great at, is history. Math, not really. What are you drinking? Oh, I was having a coffee. Okay, let's see here. Oh, let me help Rex out then. Yeah, I started a lot earlier than I normally do. Would I ever play the Batman Arkham games? Yes, one day I could, Haze. I could not formally study linguistics because I failed math in high school. Oh, defend your MC business? Oh. What do we got here? Yep, MC business is getting raided then. Oh, I think I actually joined in an auto-aim server. It's whatever. Today. I have for the most part, Rayan.
If it isn't my creepy silent friend. How can I help? No problem. I'll get him off your back.
Did you dress up as Gus Fring on purpose? Well, I might have like another cosplay in like a week or two, but it was like Gus Fring was like this like past like month and a half because of the Clock and Bell DLC. Why do I hate auto aim? I don't necessarily hate auto aim, I just prefer free aim. Okay, there we go. Safe. Why was your remove wanted level free? Because I completed a Doomsday Heist. When you complete a Doomsday Heist, that's free. I don't think there's a Kane and Lynch TV show in the making. You gotta be trolling me with that. I know of some faction armor mods for Fallout 3 that really expand the outfit variety for Raiders, Talent Company, Brotherhood of Steel, Enclave regulars, Regulator-specific characters, and also Super Mutants too, surprisingly. Thank you, London. I always liked added more armors and more clothes to the game. You know the thing that you know what really, one thing that really sucked about Fallout 3 though, is that in Fallout 3 you didn't learn power armor training until the very like final quest, and then the game just ends. But then Broken Steel kind of fixed that. Well, I guess Operation Anchorage you did learn power training from Operation Anchorage, but it's but yeah, that was I wish that like the Fallout games would let you play as like a ghoul or a super mutant. I really wish they would let you do that. I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised that Fallout 76 doesn't let you do that, considering the fact that like it's an online game. So like it's not like you should be able to play as like a ghoul or a super mutant in that one. Do you think GTA 6 will be more RP focused in a fun way, not grindy? I hope so, but I don't have much hope. Honestly, when GTA 6 first releases, when the online first releases on the game, I think a lot of people are going to be very disappointed, and I think a lot of people are going to be really angry, because when GTA 6 online releases, it's going to be contact missions. Like, you're not going to have all these heists and businesses and all this stuff at launch. It's just not going to be there. Razu, go to your next business. I will take care of this for you. Can you help me sell later? Sure. Are you, do I have you added? Are you in the session? Good evening, Pro. May the grind continue. Thank you, King of Killing. How are you, man? What are your thoughts about Benedict Arnold, the American traitor? Arnold was the biggest traitor in American history. If I ever play through, Assassin's Creed 3, I'll play through his DLC and I'll talk about him a bit, too. Hey, Suspect 13. You just come back from church? No. This is my Gus Fring, cosplay. That's what this is. Yeah, much earlier today. Good morning, Pro. Sunday. Surprise, this is really early for you. Will you continue to stream GT Online early on Sundays and Reddit Online very late? I'll start trying to stream earlier because I know a lot of people have requested it. I've just been busy with a lot of stuff, but I've been getting my sleeping schedule back under control, so it's easier for me to stream. Well, it's much earlier for me to stream. That's the thing, is I stream usually a lot later than this. I think it is still full, Rex. You can sell it after this. Is there a way to always get the truck mission? Not really, no. You can drain the reinforcement points for these missions for enemies. What do you mean, Lendon? And hold on, I'll read the super chats in just one moment. Let me just deliver this truck here. I know this shortcut here too. No problem, Rex. Here we go. Ooh, okay, I know of another mod that makes the Enclave territorial hostile when you're in their outpost. They will tell you to leave assertively. If you don't leave after 30 seconds, they behave as in vanilla. Oh. Thank you, Lendon, for the super chat. Well, the thing is, the Enclave basically sees anybody as not part of the Enclave as being inferior to them. That's the thing about it. So they will they will kill anybody that is not part of the Enclave. They have a lot of propaganda to trick people, but they believe that they are pure, and they believe that everybody else is just corrupted by radiation, and so they don't believe that they're actual humans anymore, and so they will just kill anybody that is not part of the Enclave. The Enclave is a fascist organization in Fallout. Hey Pro, how are things? Have you made a video on the murder of Leonora Johnson? If not, is that in your ideas? A list of... Yes, I'm eventually going to do a lore video on that specifically. I'm thinking about also making that into a guide on just showing where all the letter scraps are too. Yeah, I play with the Xbox controller on PC, Paul Mercenary. Yeah, I know, it's based on the Black Dahlia case. Hey, Pro, absolutely loving the videos, man. Gameplay is very chill and enjoyable. How long are you gonna be on for? I get off work at 3, that's MST, it's Mountain Standard Time, I think. I'll be streaming for 2 to 3 hours today. I think that next week I might do a guide on the weekly, like the weekly money guides. I might do that. Bro, I enjoyed watching you and Dark Viper do the GTA 5 location figure out collab. Congrats on winning. Oh, thank you, Anawak. Did he upload the second one already? Because we did a second one. I don't know if he uploaded that yet. I'd have to check in a little bit. Hello, Pro. Hope you're having a nice day. Do you think the Santa Blanca could start a war if they reach the U.S.? No, because I don't think Santa Blanca would do anything in the U.S. because it would just cause them too much problems, and the U.S. would retaliate against them. So I don't think they would do anything about that. Confirmed. Thank you for the super chat. And remember that Ricky Sandoval was the one who attacked the U.S. Embassy in Ghost Recon Wildlands to blame it on Santa Blanca so that the U.S. would intervene. Any luck finding cosplay outfits for Spider-Man? No, I haven't looked into that yet, Blinded Eagle. Eventually, I'll do that. I'll do a playthrough of that. No, what were they getting mad about outright? I know GTA Plus is going to be more expensive. I would have to read into that case again, Ramon. My first Hitman game, Blood Money. What happened to your weekly solo guides? I guess I just haven't had the time to make them, but I could start doing them again. I remember it was on TV, but I never really watched much Zombie Fanatic. Wait, what's wrong, Junior Taj? Hey, how are you? Question about The Godfather. Why did Fabrizio killed Apollinia in the car explosion? What happened to him after Godfather 1? Well, Fabrizio was just a scumbag. He was just paid off. I think he was paid off by Barzini to do that. So he's just a scumbag. As for what happened to him, there's a deleted scene in The Godfather 2 where he gets killed. He gets killed by a car bomb. Nice outfit, Professor. Thank you. Do I have a favorite movie? I would say probably Scarface is my favorite older movie. My favorite newer movie would probably have to be The Equalizer. Well, the thing is, though, is that if Colonel Autumn was the leader of the Enclave probably would have been a better organization, because the thing about Autumn and Eden is that both of them are bad, but Eden is pure evil, where Autumn is just bad. That's the difference. Is that Autumn? Here's the thing: is Eden wants to mass murder everybody in the Wasteland who is not part of the Enclave, like just everybody who's not a member of the Enclave. Autumn doesn't want to do that. Autumn just wants to restart the Purifier and basically have people, come to the Enclave for support. That's the primary reason. Do you know what I think is? I think that Bethesda really messed up by not having a random encounter with Autumn, because Autumn can actually survive the events of Fallout 3, because if you actually, you can actually spare him at the very end if you have a high speech skill, and you can just let him leave, and there's not really an explanation what happens to him afterwards. So if you do Broken Steel, you don't see him, there's no explanation of what happens to him after. Wait, what's wrong, Ryan? The best faction in Fallout New Vegas, probably Mr. House. He's probably the most reasonable out of all of them, and at least the most honest about what he wants to do. I'm going for an evaluation early May. They plan to take my social security checks and medical coverage. If things go bad, I won't be covered if I get hurt. Wait, what? Why are they doing that to you? Feels good to be here early. Late nighters are no-go for me since I need sleep. Also, if you haven't had it, go snag yourself some nacho fries. Definitely top 3. Thank you, Blinded Eagle. Well, I think that Sonny Forelli actually have a really good backstory. I actually did a video, Why Does Sonny Forelli Betray Tommy? Video a couple years ago, and it's actually really good. Not really, Chas. But here's the thing is, you don't have to have 100 speech skill to defeat Lanius. If you have Barter, you can actually defeat him with just Barter alone. So trade, you can defeat him. The difference is that, yeah, I could, Zach. Here's the difference is, if you're doing a playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, and you try to talk to Lanius, you try to talk to him through speech, it's more like BSing, getting him to, like, you know, tricking him into leaving. But if you talk to him with Barter, you basically convince him on how invading the NCR territory will basically be the downfall of the Legion, which not necessarily because of the NCR's resistance, but because they're not gonna have any kind of supplies. Why do some people deny the Holocaust? I would say that it's a combination of a lack of education and also brainwashing. Is like people are just, there's really scummy people out there. Like, you know, you'd have to be a really horrible person to deny the Holocaust. But what I will say about it also is that there are people out there that are, like, so brainwashed into that ideology, like, they completely believe that stuff. They completely believe that it, that they're like convinced in their minds that none of that actually happened. So I would say it's a lack of education. It's you know, racism plays a role in it, and I would say it's also brainwashing as part of it too. Because if you notice, you usually like those people, like when you see people that are part of like extremist political parties, when, you know, like if you have people that are part of, like, you know, some fascist party, like they're neo-Nazis, or you have people that are like part of a communist party, for example. When people are part of like those extremist parties, if you notice like the circle of people that are around them, like usually there are, you know, that everybody that they associate with are people from that political party. So like communists are going to associate with nothing but communists, neo-Nazis are going to associate with nothing but neo-Nazis, and so that's literally the only sign of like there's no one else they talk to, nothing else. And so they're getting constantly fed the same thing over and over again. You know, they start believing it, they get really brainwashed. So basically, to sum it up, is that when people are younger, they fall into a bad crowd. They get into these extremist organizations. They think that these extremist organizations are their friends, and then they basically just get so brainwashed into this ideology that they start believing all of this, you know, nonsense. I will say though that when people are young in those ideologies, when they're young, they can probably be saved. You can probably convince them to stop. So like if you meet like somebody that's like young, that's like part of some like neo-Nazi group, like, you know, they're, you know, maybe they're a teenager, maybe they're even in their early 20s, it's still possible to save them. You know, you can still convince them that they're wrong. You can, you know, get them to, you know, try to convince them to like look at things another way and to try to ditch that, you know, extremist ideology. But once they are, like, I would say in their 30s, their 40s, it's almost impossible to get them to change their mind, because they're basically so far gone at that point that they are just it's just virtually impossible to get them to change. It's like you're not going to get them to change at that point. It's that's what I would say about it. So like young people, you could probably convince them to stop, but like you know, older people is no, pretty much no chance. Did that answer your question, Martin? Well, I've always get attacked by Enclave soldiers no matter the distance, Lendon. Wait, what are you talking about, Chaz? Internet celebrity? Wait, what? No problem. What's your thoughts on the TikTok ban? Let me just see. Have you been to Aldi or Lidl in the US? I've been to Lidl. I had never been to an Aldi's. My mother in New York, she goes shopping there for groceries at a Lidl. Makes me sad that good actors like Ray Liotta and Thomas Sizemore Sonny have passed away. Yep. I can't believe that Ray Liotta passed away too, because he was like, what, in his late 60s too? He wasn't even that extremely old. So it shocks me that he passed away too. And also the what's his name? The guy who plays Max Payne, I keep forgetting his name. He passed away too, and he wasn't even that old. He was like in his 60s. James McCaffrey, that's him, yep. Oh, and the person asking me about the TikTok ban, so the person that was asking me about the TikTok ban, basically, what I'll say about that is it's a bit difficult. I kind of see both perspectives on it. I don't know how to feel about it. Because, like, I believe very strongly in free speech. I don't believe in any kind of censorship. But then at the same time, there's massive, you know, concerns that, like, TikTok could be used by, like, the Chinese government as, like, a form of spyware. There's also, like, you know, massive concerns with that. So, I don't know. But I will say, though, it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny seeing the Chinese government get so angry about it. That's what I think is so funny, when like they're claiming the U.S. is gonna, you know, censor them, when the Chinese government literally censors everything. That's what I think is kind of funny about that. Yes, I agree with you on that. Misinformation is a massive on TikTok, especially too. No, I haven't, Zach. Oh, I have that stupid helmet on from the boat mission, too.
Fuck you too.
Yes, that's true, Chaz. U.S. military personnel are not allowed to have it on TikTok on their phones. Hello. Hey, bro, you doing stream early today? I am, Shark. How are you, man?
Cryptocurrency or
What do I know about the Crusades? I would say, here's what I'll say about the Crusades. The Crusades are probably a conflict in history that is oftentimes very, I would say it's a bit misrepresented. Because when people talk about the Crusades, the way that the Crusades are taught is it's taught more of it that the Crusaders are the bad guys and the Saracens are the good guys. But the reality of it is that the Crusaders are not good guys, but neither are the Saracens. When it comes to the Crusades, both sides are bad. When it comes to the Crusades, that's what I will say about it. Is that both of those sides in that war are not good, and they both have stupid reasons for why they're fighting their wars. So it's what I will say about it is where did the Crusades happen? It happened largely in the Middle East. It was mostly the Middle East, but there was other parts where there wasn't just Crusades in the Middle East. There was also Crusades where it is modern Turkey, more I would say western part of Turkey too. The Crusades were defensive, not entirely. Here's basically the backstory with the Crusades. Is what happened was at that time the Ottoman Empire did not exist. And you had an empire which is in modern-day Turkey, which is the eastern portion of the Roman Empire, which is called the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire was a Christian Orthodox empire. What happened was the Saracens, they were Islamic conquerors. They were invading the Byzantine Empire, and they were trying to conquer it. Now, what happened is that the Byzantine king reached out to the Vatican, who was the Pope at that time was Pope Urban II, and the Byzantine king basically asked the Pope for help. Now, the Pope did not want to help at first because there was a massive conflict between the Roman Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church, Eastern Orthodox, which is what the Byzantines were. They were Eastern Orthodox. However, though, what happened is the Pope decided in the end to help because he preferred the Byzantines over the Saracens. But what happened is the Saracens helping the Byzantines defend the Byzantine Empire, at first I would say was kind of justified, but what was not justified was, invading basically the rest of the Middle East. Because the Crusaders, the whole reason that they were there in the first place was to defend the Byzantine Empire, was to protect the Byzantine Empire from basically getting conquered. That was the whole reason the Crusades originally started. But they went away from that mission, and they basically started conquering all the Middle Eastern countries. So they started, invading Islamic lands and trying to conquer that, and forcing their religion on Islamic lands. So basically, both sides in the Crusades were bad, and both sides were trying to force the religion on the other side. That's basically the backstory behind it. Because there are people who will say, oh, the Crusaders were the bad guys, the Saracens were the good guys, or they'll say the Crusaders were the good guys, the Saracens were the bad guys, and both sides claim it's a defensive war. But the reality of it is that both of them were bad in that conflict. Both of them were bad, and both of them were just basically trying to do religious conquest. That's ultimately what it was about. Ironically, the most, do you know what I've seen, one of the most accurate depictions of the Crusades that I've ever seen in a video game is Assassin's Creed 1. Assassin's Creed 1, ironically, is one of the most accurate depictions of the Crusades. Not the whole Assassins and Templar thing, but it's more accurate in the fact that it shows that both sides are bad. That's what Assassin's Creed 1 was great in, is that it showed that both sides were extremists, both sides were doing horrible things, and that's what I think Assassin's Creed 1 did really good in. Power grabs everyone's favorite, pretty much. Wasn't Crusades happened because Byzantines wanted help from the Pope on their war? Well, yeah, I said that earlier, But here's the thing: is the Crusaders did not just defend the Byzantine Empire. They went into, you know, Islamic lands, and they started conquering those lands and killing people. And when the Crusaders took Jerusalem, they basically mass murdered all the Muslims that were in Jerusalem. So, you know, both sides had committed, you know, horrible atrocities during that conflict. Pro, I bet there'll be an NFT heist in GTA 6. Oh, man. Thank you, Krillin. Thank you for the super chat. You spam coupons to afford college tuition? What do you mean by that? How does that work? I'll try to start streaming GTA 4 early tomorrow also. They were both bad, Curtis. That's what I will say about that conflict. I will say though is that in the Third Crusade, in the Third Crusade, you had Saladin, who led the Saracens, and then you had King Richard, who led the Crusaders. And the thing about it is that Saladin and King Richard, both of them had extremely similar personalities. Like, both of them were very similar to each other. The thing is, if it wasn't for their religious conflict, they probably would have been best friends. That's the thing about it, because they were just so similar to each other. It's kind of crazy that they were opposite sides of the war, but they were actually just so similar to each other. That's the thing about it. Why did you say Roman Bellic's death was sadder than Arthur's? I still can't get over Arthur's death. The reason I say Roman Bellic's death is the saddest death in a GTA game, or Rockstar game in general, is because Roman was just an innocent third party that didn't do anything wrong, and basically suffered because it's an evil, backstabbing mob boss who didn't care. You like my Sniper Elite playthrough for my World War II history? Thank you, man. I don't like the idea of cryptocurrency, personally. The thing about cryptocurrency, what I will say about cryptocurrency is that cryptocurrency can be very easily manipulated. And the fact is that if you make cryptocurrency like the main currency, is you're going to have a small elite of people, like the really rich people, like the top people, that are basically going to control the currency, and they can manipulate it anytime they want. So they can bring it down or bring it up anytime they want. And so, trust me, you don't want a system like that. Hey, Ryan. No, I'm in a friend's session. If you haven't me added, you could join me. Roman and Brucey did get Nico to kill the dating guy. He was involved in risky game. Well, the thing about it is French Tom was a scammer. That's what I'll say about it. Is French Tom was a scammer. He was never gonna pay back the money that he borrowed. That's what I'll say about him. So I wouldn't put French Tom as an innocent person completely. Hey, Pro, there's speculation that the next GTA 6 trailer may be around May 16 because of the Q2 earnings release from Take-Two. I definitely think we're gonna get a GTA 6 trailer soon, maybe like in a month or two. I think we'll get another one, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get delayed though. A new location is coming. What in GTA? Did you know that on Silent and Sneaky you can get a second lot of cash from a small vault? Yes, I know that, Stuart. Hey Pro, your summary of Irish history on last Sunday's stream was spot on. Just wondering, do you plan on playing Dead Rising or Oblivion? Both games I eventually plan on playing, especially Dead Rising. Dead Rising, I plan on playing that. I did do a playthrough of Dead Rising 1, but I want to do it again in the future. Oh, what the? I'm excited for Star Wars Outlaws, but that pack that it's selling with the game has me concerned. I'll do Fallout New Vegas one day. I think I'm going to take a break from Fallout after I finish Fallout 3, but, I do want to do a lore video on Fallout 3, 1. Yeah, Chaz. It blew up the plane. What's the best way to make nowadays on GTA 5? What are you talking about? What do you mean? I know there's controversy with Star Wars Outlaws. Given how sensitive Take-Two is, do you think they were planning, playing to go after Rockstar Energy, but back down once they realized they were owned by PepsiCo? Wait, were they actually planning on that? If that, they're stupid. But yeah, Take-Two are so scummy. I wouldn't be surprised they would go after Rockstar Energy. Why do YouTubers sell bathwater? What? What are you talking about? Is that a real thing? That's disgusting. Thank you, Blade of Stars. Probably needs to be on Brucey's workout plan. Most evil Rockstar antagonist, Dmitry Raskolov. Yes, of course I've heard about Florida Man, definitely. I have until 2025 for what, Phoenix? What's the worst thing the CIA has ever done? Oh, that's a very hard one to answer, because there's just so many really bad things. I don't know. I have to think that one over. Have I ever watched the film Chinatown? No, I haven't. Is there any tips with Adam the Clown in Dead Rising 1 if you keep failing? Yes, in the first area in the game. The first area, like, right after you leave the safe house, like, that first place, it's the It's the place that you exit right before you go in the park. That first area. It's the area of like the food stand above. It's the place where you fight Kent in the single player also. About that place. There is a Uzi or a mini Uzi, or I think it's maybe a Mac 10 that you can find on the little platform above. You have to go on the staircase and jump on these like little like I would say like store roofs, like they're like little blue roofs, and you keep jumping from them till you get like where the SMG is. You pick that up, and then right when you're going towards the door to the park, there's like 3 or 4 like zombie security guards. Kill them, you get their handguns, and then you can just keep shooting Adam the Clown and like keep them at a distance. The CIA pumped their agents full of LSD. You are talking about you're talking about Project MK Ultra Batman. That's what the story Manhunt 2 was based on. Wait, what was what, Lone Wolf? What are you talking about, man? Is KGB, you mean KGB, not, no, KGB doesn't exist, but the Russian agency is now the FSB. Thoughts on Oswald Mosley, the British Hitler? You're talking about the British fascist. I know who you're talking about. He is, what I would say about him is he's a traitor. He betrayed his country. He is just a scumbag. The fact that he wanted Britain to ally with Nazi Germany with the horrible things that they were doing. I don't think they had direct proof of him collaborating. I don't think he served time in prison, but nonetheless, the fact that he had like openly supported the Nazis, like I would say he's a traitor and a horrible human being.
No way! Christ alive!
No, I don't know what that is, Panda Samurai. No, Kane and Lynch 3 isn't coming out. I mean, like, do you have any actual proof? Did I graduate university? I did in 2019, like 5 years ago. Okay, Rex. A streamer who sells bath water for $100. What?
I hope you got insurance.
Alright, okay, I really hope that people are lying to me when they're telling me that. I really hope that's not a real thing that people are telling me about. You think we'll see Phil Bell in GTA 6? Definitely a possibility. He escaped he definitely skipped town. Like, I don't think somebody like Phil would stay around in town. It's real. Ugh. Dimitri is on the Pure Evil wiki. Tenpenny is as well. Oh. The thing is though is that people are just really creepy. The fact that somebody is selling bathwater, that is just creepy and disturbing. And like, imagine somebody asking like, "What do you do for a living?" and just saying that they sell bathwater, or like, imagine reporting that to the IRS, like when they're doing taxes. Like, imagine reporting that too. So that's like, ew, just disgusting. That's disgusting, Krillin. Hold on, OYT. I'll answer in a moment. That's just gonna be a longer question.
Mama huevo, I'm gonna kick your ass. Chinga tu madre, pendejo.
I know what that means. That means F your mom. That's what the NPC just said to me.
Idiot.
Let's go make a drop over here.
You idiot.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what he said, Jake. Oh crap, almost fell off here. How many languages do you speak? English and Polish, and I'm trying to learn Spanish. No, I've never smoked. The stream is sponsored by Fern's Bathwater. Thank you, Fernando. I don't see any undercover cops. I think I'm good. What's the reason for the stream so early? I wanted to start earlier today. I was more free today, and I decided to start it earlier. Yes, they would, Chaz. They definitely would. The stream is sponsored by Duck Tacos? What? No, I'm an agnostic, Jack. What's your opinion on the Spanish conquering the Aztec Empire? Aztec people were brutal, engaging in sacrificial rituals of children and all. That's true what you're saying. That the Aztecs were a very brutal civilization. They engaged in human sacrifice. They would cut people's hearts out. And that's very true. The Incas were also a very violent civilization. They would invade, all of their neighbors and, mass murder them. However, though, just because the Aztecs were bad, that doesn't justify, the Spanish, destroying their civilization and, just mass murdering people. Because here's the thing: is if the Spanish, when they took over the Aztec Empire, if the Spanish would have abolished slavery. And they would have if they abolished slavery, they didn't mass murder people. They would have been seen more favorably. But it's the fact that the Spanish didn't attack the Aztecs because they necessarily thought that they were, what they were doing was horrible. They attacked them because they wanted to steal their land and enslave them. So the Spanish just destroyed the Aztec Empire. They mass murdered thousands of civilians, and then they enslaved them. So that's what I would say about it, is, yes, the Aztecs were bad, but that doesn't justify, the Spanish coming in there, mass murdering thousands of them, and then, enslaving them. I know you're not into cars, but what do you think of the faster sport bikes? Well, motorcycles I like a lot more. I do like them. I like the old school choppers the most. That's what I would say about it, though, Zach. I've never been that one motorcycle that's really big, that really fast one that's the long tires. I'm not really a fan of those types of bikes, but one day I might, Krillin. Crow, I want to let you know I talked to a psychologist, and unfortunately I'm not allowed to join your lobbies for a few weeks. It's a long story. Well, I hope everything is okay, Mark. Thank you for the super chat. If you want to talk about anything, you can message me. I'm always open to talk. I hope everything's fine. Do I hate favoritism? You mean like when a manager, you know, specifically like, you know, gives somebody like a raise or like a you know, easier task just because they like them, and not necessarily because they're the best at the job? Is that what you're talking about when you're saying favoritism? Wait, what are you talking about, Resident? Help deliver the goods to the drop-off. Wait, what are you, What's going on, Zach?
So,
Could you add me later? Want to help selling grind? Tell me what your PSN is, Ryan, and I can try to add you later, possibly. Yeah, I probably will make a GTA 6 video review. Oh, I hadn't, you know, I was just up earlier, and I took care of everything that I wanted to take care of earlier, so I decided to stream. Okay, I'll see you, Chaz. Take care, man. What do you think about the Reconquista? Was it justified, or should the Arabs have never conquered the, let me see here, hang on, the Iberian Peninsula? You're talking about Spain, aren't you? You're talking about when Spain and Portugal used to be controlled by, they were part of an Islamic empire. I forget what the name of it was, but basically the Spanish ended up taking it back. So here's what I'll say about it, is, both sides kind of did bad in that conflict. It was that when the Muslims had conquered the Iberian Peninsula, where Spain and Portugal is, they basically oppressed the Catholics that were in that region. They treated the Catholics like crap. They forced the Catholics to convert or flee. That was basically what they had done when they had conquered the Iberian Peninsula. When the Spanish had conquered it, what they did was they basically forced all the Muslims out. So that is, both sides kind of did this exact same thing about it. Thank you for the group project video. And this Tuesday is my final day with my partner. He hasn't even started his portion of the project yet for Tuesday. If you are concerned that your partner is not going to do his work, Eddie, contact the teacher. Let him know exactly what what's going on there. That the teacher that he's not doing his work. I'm fully aware of that, Curtis. That I know that at that time when Spain and Portugal were under Islamic control, the Muslim majority was treating the Catholics very terribly and was oppressing the Catholics. That is true. You are correct on that. But what I was saying is that when the Spanish had, you know, taken back the peninsula, what happened is they basically kicked all the Muslims out. And so there was plenty of people that were Spanish that had, you know, converted to Islam, and it was still their land, and they should not have been, you know, thrown off of their land. So that's what I would say about it, is that you know, both sides kind of did bad in that conflict. Are you gonna upload that Nigerian police video? Yes, I am at Turnus. But first, I'm gonna upload that video of just me pissing off the scammer. It's coming out on Tuesday. Scumbag YouTuber, YouTube defended Aliyah Shalish a Sniper Wolf who doxed Jax, and YouTube refused to ban her off the platform, and it pissed me off. Isn't that like the Call of Duty YouTuber who like leaked that guy's house? Isn't that who that is? Who do you think would take over America if the British never established the 13 colonies? I would say the Spanish. Neither. Here's the thing about it is that if the British never established the 13 colonies, what would have happened is that the northern part of New York and Canada would have been entirely French. Where New York City is right now, New York City, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, I would say, you know, going even more down south, I would say would be controlled by the Dutch. The Dutch would probably control all of that. Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, the Spanish would probably control. Thank you, LJ, for the super chat. You should pretend you're Mario from GTA Vice City. Control the scammers. Hey, Mario, take it easy. I know that line, too. I told myself, Mario, take it easy. Hey, it's Mr. V. I remember all those lines, too. Played Vice City so many times as a kid. Colonial history isn't taught in schools in the UK. It's completely left out in history class. Huh. I didn't know that. We're taught about it in the US. Okay, who am I helping to sell next? What's going on? What are we doing now? There's something bothering me at school. Is it okay if I message you on Twitter? I'm just asking because I don't want to abuse this or take it for granted, so I'm being respectful. Okay, you can ask me. Just, you know, message me on Twitter. I'll respond to you after this stream. Bro, there's nothing to watch on YouTube besides your stream. Thank you, man. And speaking of which, I wanted to ask my chat here, guys. Do you think that there's anything that I can improve on, you know, to make my channel better? Is there, like, anything that I'm doing wrong when it comes to my videos? I'm always open to criticism. Because this month, I would say April, this has been, like, my slowest month in, like, a really long time. Like, you know, the last few months I've been growing pretty well, but, like, April has just been really slow. So, like, if there's anything that you guys think, like, I can do to, like, you know, improve my channel, if I'm doing anything wrong, please do let me know. I'm always open to improving. Stream early like this? Okay, I could try to do that. Try channel memberships. I do have channel memberships. Nothing, nothing wrong, but editing could be smoother. On, like, which videos are you talking about editing specifically? Are you talking the lore projects? I feel like in your lore projects you sometimes repeat yourself too much. I'm gonna try to avoid that. The thing about that is, when I repeat myself, it's just a common New York thing. Like, a lot of New Yorkers, when we're talking, we, you know, emphasize things a lot, and we move our hands around a lot, and we repeat ourselves. So that's a very common thing that a lot of New Yorkers do. That's why it tends to happen in my, you know, lore videos. I'll like repeat and emphasize a point. I like the variety of the games. You can make the Fallout videos longer. Okay. Maybe membership gifting. The thing about that is I can't have membership gifting for some reason, because my channel is apparently a brand account. That's what it is. And I didn't know that it was a brand account until I tried to do that gifting channel memberships thing. And so, like, it was like, I was trying to change my account from, like, a brand account to, like, a regular account, but, like, there was this thing on YouTube that was saying there's, like, a risk of your channel getting deleted, and so, like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to risk that. So there's, like, yeah. I had, like, just, I guess I had, like, I had, like, one regular YouTube account, and then from, like, that YouTube account, I have, like, you know, this account underneath it, like, it's, like, linked directly to it, and because of that, this is, like, a brand account, and, like, it's, like, years ago, like, in 2015, when I made this account, like, I didn't realize what I was doing, and so it was, like, I guess I accidentally made it a brand account, and so it's, like, I'm scared to change anything now, because I don't want to mess anything up. Any word from your lore video, Rockstar claimed? No, but tomorrow I will have full custody of the video. It's on April 29th when the copyright claim expires. Are you capable of using a southern accent? I'm gonna try to do a southern accent. I'd probably suck. Boy, what you doing? That's like trying to do a southern accent. Don't lie to me, you've been with that Vic again. That's more like what Marty says in Vice City Stories. So that's like trying to do I don't know if I do the best southern accent, but that's trying to do that one. How you doing? I'm doing good, WRV. Maybe cut down on Ace Attorney videos because they don't get many views. The thing about the Ace Attorney videos is I really like the series, and I am having fun with it regardless of the views that it gets, and I want to finish it. So I'm never gonna give up on a series or stop doing a series. And right now I'm about halfway through Ace Attorney, so there's probably like 30 more parts to do. Of the game, but about Ace Attorney, yeah, do you know what I never understood is, I just shorts can help you grow. Yeah, I gotta make more shorts, but what I will say about Ace Attorney and like stuff like that is, I never understood. Can I add you on PSN? Sure, Topped. I never understood why, like, some people get, like, really mad at me for, like, Ace Attorney. The thing about Ace Attorney is I have lost, like, a couple hundred subscribers from the Ace Attorney videos. Like, when I check the analytics, like, because it'll tell me when people unsubscribe due to a video. And, like, when I check the analytics on the Ace Attorney videos, like, I've lost a couple hundred subscribers from, like, the Ace Attorney videos. Maybe I've lost, like, 1,000 subscribers in total over, like, the entire Ace Attorney series. And to me, I personally don't understand that. Like, I don't understand, like, even if it's, like, a game you don't like, I don't get why you would unsubscribe from, like, a channel just because, like, a YouTuber posts, like, one game that you don't like. Because, like, there's plenty of YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to, and, they post games that I'm not interested in at all. But I'm still subscribed to them. I'll just watch content when they make content that I like. But that's, yeah, there were a few people that were complaining over the Ace Attorney series, but, you know, for the most part, I don't let it get to me, but, yeah. Yeah, I guess True Evil. Sending love from Botswana, Patrick. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you, thank you, Shepo. Thank you. I know a little bit about your country's history too. I do like reading history a lot. Botswana, that is a country that is in the southern part of Africa. It is Botswana is like a fairly large country. Like, it's like the size of Poland. I think Botswana, even though it's like it's a pretty decently sized country, it doesn't have a really high population. I think it's like 2 to 3 million people. And Botswana is one of the I would say Botswana Botswana is probably the least corrupt country in Africa. It is, oh, thank you, WRV. But yeah, Botswana, I forget the name of your president, but who was it again? Let me see his name. What was his name here? Shepo. I forget the name of your president, but Botswana had like a really good president that was like a long time ago. Like he was like a couple decades ago. He was like a really good president. I forget his name. I watched a documentary on him like years ago. Damn, I forgot his name too. But basically, the backstory behind him is the president that Botswana had. Botswana was I think it was a British colony, and what happened was when the British left, the Botswanans actually discovered diamonds, and it's actually it's a really good thing they discovered the diamonds after the British left, because if they discovered the diamonds during the British occupation, the British would have just looted it and stole it all. But anyways, the president of Botswana, what he did was he took the diamonds that were in Botswana and he used it to invest in his country. He didn't steal it. He used it to invest in his country. He built he built urbanized cities, built roads for people, built like good healthcare systems for people. Fixed the country up, and he increased the living standards of Botswana by I think like 200%. Like living standards went up by like 200% under that one president. That's like insane to be able to accomplish something like that. And like people oftentimes compare him to Lee Kuan Yew, like the leader of Singapore, because he accomplished so much. But yeah, that's what I'll say about Botswana I really admire that president. Just the fact that he had so much money, but yet he wasn't corrupt, and he took the money in his country and invested it back into his country, and he did it for his people. And that's a leader that I admire a lot, and that's a leader that I like a lot. A leader that isn't greedy and actually does what's right for his people. Yeah, that's what I would say. So yeah, I would say Botswana is the least corrupt country in Africa. Yes, that's true. The current president is Mr. Masisi. The first was Sereti Karma. He married a British woman from the royal family. Yeah. I think he had problems because of that too. I do remember that. I remember that his wife was white, but I think that he had some problems because of that. There was problems from both people. There was problems. The British, I think, caused him problems over that, and also I think there was problems in his own country. I think there was like several tribes in his own country that were also against that. So he encountered racism on both sides. He loved his wife and he stood by his wife though. Yeah, I gotta watch the documentary on him again. What was his name? It was let me see here. You said it was I love your content, especially when you give historical background on certain crime games. Thank you. I like the Ace Attorney series. Maybe you should try to upload those videos in shorter format. Maybe make 20 to 30 minutes. Maybe then people try it. Yeah, but the thing is, if I upload those Ace Attorney parts in like 20 to 30 minutes, it doesn't make sense because I upload the Ace Attorney parts when there's like a to be continued part. It's like the part I leave it off on, because other than that, it's kind of weird to do that.
That's a success.
Pro sent my PSN after my super chat. Wait, where, Ryan? Where did you send it? It was Seretse Kama. Oh, that was his name. Okay, I have to watch a documentary on him again. Hey, Roshan, how are you? You should diverse your games like God of War, Dying Light, Uncharted, Dark Souls, Cyberpunk, and Witcher. These are my recommendations for your channel. Thank you, Aki. Yeah, that's I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll do that, Eternus. Fallout 4, maybe. I'll look at what we got here. Post-op. Ooh. Hello from Egypt. Hello, Ahmed. How are you, man? But, what's it called, Shepo. It's Shepo Fistos. Am I reading your name correctly? Did I get all that history about Botswana right? Thank you, Oscar Garcia. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you, Agent Reaper. I blocked Blue Bear. He was harassing me and my friend, calling me. Wait, where was he doing this? Was he doing this on my channel? When was he doing this, Agent Reaper? Are you still here, Sheppo? You should visit Botswana then, Pro. I would definitely be open to that. If I had to choose a country to live in Africa, it would definitely be Botswana. See here. I probably wouldn't be able to handle it because of the heat though, because I can't take really hot climates. But I do. But that country has like has really they've really turned their country around since colonialism, and they have they're on the right track now, and they fixed a lot of corruption that's in their country. Well, I will probably show that in a lore video I have coming up on that Alfie. Wait, are you still here, Sheppo? Hey, Super Mario, how are you? What's wrong, Aki? I sended my PSN if you want to add me. Where did you send it? Do I think I can make it to 2 billion before GTA 6? Yeah. I mean, if I really push it, but I'm not in any rush right now. Yeah, but I delete that comment last Sunday. I joined you GTA comment. He mean my words that my close friends. Well, I'm sorry he's doing that to you, Agent. I don't tolerate bullying of any kind. So if I see him in the chat, I'll kick him out of the chat. Oh, okay, Tob. Let me save this here. Would you feel safe flying on a plane made by Boeing? No. You missed some of my comments. Thank you, Ian. I'll look into. Can you post your comments again? What is the biggest scumbag in GTA San Andreas? Eddie Pulaski, Beat Up, or Big Smoke? Probably Pulaski. Pulaski is a sadist. He enjoys, the suffering of others. He enjoys doing what he's doing.
Oh shit! Holy shit!
Well, Aki, it's probably not best to respond like that, just not to get involved in more drama. Oh, what am I doing here? I think I left the van. Yeah, I should have,
And it's not even grammatically correct.
You said that Equatorial Guinea is one of the most corrupt countries in Africa. Did you say the president spent some of the country's money on himself? Yes. Equatorial Guinea is a country that a lot of people don't hear about because it's such a tiny country. It's a small country. It's in the western part of Africa. But the thing about Equatorial Guinea is it's actually oil rich. It has a lot of oil there. But the leader of the country, it just steals everything. Like, it's just it's such a corrupt country. I guess just lost my track of thought, so I left the bands, but I'm helping to push them now. But yeah, I would. Botswana is the least corrupt country in Africa. The most corrupt country in Africa is it's either Equatorial Guinea or Eritrea. It's one of those two countries. Hi, 8-Ball. How are you? My country is also corrupt, pro. It's Montenegro. Do you know anything about its history? Yes. Montenegro is a small Balkan country that was part of Yugoslavia. And what happened was after Yugoslavia broke away, it was actually in a joint country with Serbia. It was Serbia and Montenegro. And then I think it was 2008, Montenegro had they had a referendum if they wanted to leave Serbia, and they did. And they voted to leave Serbia. So that's what I would say about that's at most what I know about Montenegro. Would you have time to help anomalous scientists and I do criminal mastermind? We are looking for a dedicated crew of 4 expert heisters. Which criminal mastermind, Fernando? The original or the Doomsday? Your channel will be reborn again when GTA 6 Online comes out. Thank you, man. Thanks for the support on that. That does make me feel better. It's just I've just been it's just the thing is though is that the last few months, like I've been trying so badly to get to 1,100,000 subscribers. I'm like so close to it. Like I am at like 1,098,000, like, you know, 600 or 700 subscribers. Like, I'm so close to 1,100,000. I've been trying to get to 1,100,000, and it's just been so hard the last few months, just trying to get to that.
Oh my god! Oh god!
Do I know anything about Ethiopia? Yes. Ethiopia was a Italian colony, and Ethiopia is one of the few countries in Africa that did actually defeat a European power. So Ethiopia disowned Italy. Like when Italy tried to invade Ethiopia and take Ethiopia, Ethiopia disowned them. So it was So Ethiopia gained its freedom from Italy, but what happened was Italy invaded Ethiopia in 1937. And when Italy invaded Ethiopia, or was it 36? It might have been 36, 37. It was before World War II. The Italians actually used gas in Ethiopia. So they dropped chemical weapons in Ethiopia. It was horrible. Then what ended up happening is after the war, I don't remember what happened to Ethiopia after World War II. It definitely wasn't an Italian colony because the Italians lost their empire after World War II. But it was, but then Ethiopia was eventually an independent country. But after it was an independent country, Ethiopia had a communist coup, and it ended up becoming a communist country. What happened was communist Somalia invaded Ethiopia in it was the 1970s. The 1970s. Where communist Somalia invaded communist Ethiopia, and they tried to basically like take a part of Ethiopia. The war kind of ended in a stalemate. Ethiopia more or less won the war. What ended up happening is Somalia, the government in Somalia ended up collapsing as a result of that war, which it never recovered to this day. And the communist regime in Ethiopia soon after collapsed, and Ethiopia transitioned to a more, democratic free country. That's what I know about Ethiopia. Did I get my history right?
long, John. The growth.
Oh, great. We're getting raided here. Your growth is slow, but you will make it. Thank you, man. Are you good, professional? I'm good, man. It's just like the last few weeks. It's like I wouldn't say that I'm like in a down mood, but it's like I've been trying like so badly to get to 1,100,000, like for like you know, oh, did you close your app cache? You shouldn't be doing that because it's gonna destroy all your products when you do that. So I've been trying really badly to like get to I've been trying really badly to get to 1,100,000 subscribers, but it's just been really hard the last few weeks. I'll tell you guys something. Is yesterday I gained like I think it was like 70 subscribers, and then like when I woke up today, it was maybe like I was like down like 90 subscribers. So it was like I was like and that's like that's been basically repeating itself like on and off again. Where like one day I'll gain like 100 subscribers, another day I'll like lose 100 subscribers, and so it's just been trying to get to that 1,100,000 like it's just for like months now. If I'm like doing anything wrong on my channel that like that sometimes like I lose subscribers, please tell me because I want to improve my content. But OG Heist, I could help with that. I think I'm gonna there's 2 shorts that I want to make that I think I'll upload. I think I'll do that. Pro, how you know how evil psychopath Gary Smith and Bully? He said, well, at least my mother doesn't behind her back. Yeah, I bet her mom really hates him. Gary is a pretty messed up person. That's what I'll say about him. Is that kid when he's being an adult is gonna be extremely dangerous. Is there space to join a lobby? I would like to help with my MC business and filling up crates. Yeah, you can help, Jeremiah. Are you, do I have you added?
You would address the buyer.
Well, European powers did take over, the vast majority of Africa. There was only really 2 regions of Africa that were not conquered, only 2 countries, and those 2 countries were Liberia, which Liberia wasn't technically conquered, but it was more of like an American protectorate, so it was like America's influence in Africa, and so the other European powers didn't attack it because they didn't want problems with America. So Liberia had somewhat independence, but it was still like, it still answered to America. The other place was, that's why Liberia's flag also looks really similar to America, because of the American influence. And then there's Ethiopia, which won its independence from Italy, but then got conquered by Italy afterwards. Love your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Sir William.
So, someone's got word of...
I missed your super chats. I'm sorry if I did. Phoenix, can you just tell me what you said? It doesn't let me scroll all the way back up. Can you just tell me what you said and I'll just read it? Thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry I didn't see it. I've got a major surgery coming up this week, Tuesday. Very nervous, but hopefully I'll feel better after it. Thank you, Grand 7, and I hope that your surgery goes well, and I hope you make a full recovery. What's your favorite thing in Watch Dogs 1? Probably I would say the hacking invasion modes. I always really liked that in the first Watch Dogs game. Thank you, Call Me Karma. You'll get to 1.1 million. Great things take time. Thank you, Batman. Oh, okay, I saw them, Phoenix. GTA 6 will solve your subscriber thing. Well, thank you, Batman. I hope that when GTA 6 comes out that I do really well. Bro, I've heard from other YouTubers that it isn't really good for your mental health to focus on subscribers. Oh, and I agree with that 100%, Ryan. I do. You're completely right. It's not good. But it's like I normally don't obsess over the subscribers. I don't. I just been trying to hit that 1,100,000 goal for just months, and I just been trying so badly just to hit that goal, and it's been getting so hard, and it's like I said, like this month was just the slowest month that I had in like a long time, and so I'm just trying to wonder if there's anything that I'm doing wrong. What do you think about Turkey, my country? What I'll say about Turkey is what I'll say about Turkey is Turkey has a very complicated history, especially their Ottoman history. Their Ottoman history is very brutal at times. Like the Ottoman Empire did some really horrible things. I would say when it comes to modern Turkey hasn't done that many horrible things. It has done some bad things, but I will say that one really bad thing that Turkey has done in modern times, that like a lot of the world really dislikes the Turkish government over it, I would say is I would say one thing that that people really don't like the Turkish government over is the fact that the Turkish government largely denies the Armenian genocide. That's what it is, because like the way that Turkey teaches it that the Armenian genocide didn't happen, and they basically teach it that the Armenians were like traitors and were like collaborating with the Russians, and then they teach it that they didn't kill any Armenians, and the Armenians like just basically fled because of the war, or they died because of the war. That was basically what Turkey teaches. So while Turkey itself today is a beautiful country, I would say that Turkey's problem largely today lies with its government, that basically, denies stuff like that. I don't know how a government can deny a genocide where like, over 1 million people died. And so that's where I would say is like a lot of people have a problem with the Turkish government at that point, is over that. What are we doing right now? Am I helping somebody else sell? And what's worse is well, what I'll say about that, Zach, is like what I will say about that is that it's I wouldn't say that it's like when it comes to the Young Turks, the program, it's the fact that Anna works with a guy that had like previously like denied the Armenian genocide. She's Armenian, he's Turkish, which the thing is that Cenk just in the past has just denied it. So she shouldn't be basing that off of Cenk being Turkish. That's not what it's about. But it's just the fact that Cenk has denied the Armenian genocide in the past. That's what I'll say about that. And I don't know how honestly she can work with somebody like that did that in the past. They've just denied the Armenian genocide. So that's what I'll say about that. I mean, all right, let me see. Who was the person who asked me that question originally? OYT. Are you still here, OYT, and do you agree with what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with an Armenian and a Turkish person working together, but it's just the fact that like Cenk had like denied the Armenian genocide in the past, and I'm honestly surprised that Anna never brought that up to him. That she never brought that up. I'm honestly surprised by that. Yes, I will play it in the future, Sheppo. Has she actually confronted Senk on that? I've never heard of anything like that, but maybe I'm wrong. What was it? What are you talking about? I missed that part. Oh, we were just basically talking about how the host of the Young Turks had basically denied the Armenian genocide in the past, and that his co-host is Armenian, and she never confronted him on that. But yeah, but look, you know, Turkey is a beautiful country. It is a beautiful country. I have nothing against, you know, the Turkish people. It just, my problem is just personally more with that government. I just really don't like that government. And that's just, you know, my main problem there, what I would say about that. Because I cannot stand governments that deny genocide. I cannot stand that. You have, and I will tell you, though, but, what I will tell you about it is that, Turkey is not the only European country that denies genocide. There are actually a few other European countries that deny genocide. The Serbian government, to this day, largely denies a lot of the atrocities that they had committed during the Yugoslavian wars. And then there's also the Russian government denies the Holodomor, where basically millions of Ukrainians had died. And there are portions of the Ukrainian government that also denied the Volyn genocide. And the Volyn genocide was basically where Ukrainian nationalists had mass murdered like 250,000 Polish people during World War II. And so that's like, you know, Ukrainian government, Russian government, you know, Serbian government, Turkish government, those governments, a lot of those governments deny genocides. I know there are people in the Ukrainian government today that have made like an attempt to reconcile with Poland over like the Volyn genocide, but there's still a lot of, you know, politicians in the Ukrainian government that deny like the atrocities committed against Poles during World War II. Turkey is Middle East, not Europe. Well, maybe the eastern part of Turkey, but it's still largely a European country. Well, we were talking about European countries, but yes, you are right. Japan actually does deny. Japan does deny a lot of their crimes they have committed during World War II. But you know what I'll say is that learn from your mistakes, not hide them. Exactly. Yeah, and I will say though that do you know what the main reason? Do you know what the main reason that people deny ultra nationalists, not nationalists? Well, yeah, I would say that. I would say that there is a difference between that. Like, people mix up the two. A nationalist is more of like somebody that just loves their country and just, you know, wants to put their country first and does, you know, what's best for their country. An ultra-nationalist, on the other hand, is basically somebody like a fascist. Is, you know, somebody who they love their country to like a point where they're completely obsessed with their country, and they think that every single other country around them is inferior to them, and they think that their country should control other countries. It's basically what an ultra-nationalist is. It's somebody who is extremely racist, you know, hates all the other countries around them. Let's see here. Well, General Franco was an ultra-nationalist. Yes, he was pretty much a fascist. Well, I'm not, you know, what is it here yeah, I'm gonna try to stay away from a lot of the, just a lot of the, you know, the politics and all that, the politics and all of the other stuff. I would just say that, you know, my problem is just personally when governments deny genocide. That's what I will say about it. And do you know what the main reason that governments actually deny genocide all around the world? You know, when it comes from Japan, denying like the atrocities they committed in World War II, to you know, China denying like, you know, Mao Zedong's genocide, to like Russia denying like the Holodomor, you know, Turkey denying the Armenian genocide, you know, Ukrainian government denying the Volyn genocide, is Serbia denying like the atrocities during the Yugoslavian wars, you know. All of these countries, all these governments that deny these genocides, they all deny genocides for the exact same reason. And what is that exact same reason? The reason that countries deny genocides ultimately is because for two reasons. Those two reasons are because of shame and pride. Those are the two main reasons that countries deny genocides. It's shame and pride. It's because they are so proud of their nation. They love their nation so much. They're so proud of their nation that in their eyes, they cannot comprehend and they cannot understand that their people, their government in the past, had done such horrible things. They can't seem to understand. Like, they're too proud of their nation. It's like to a point where they're so proud of their country that they cannot admit that their country had done such horrible things. And the second reason is shame. It goes along with pride, because they're so proud of their country that they would feel any kind of shame for their country, that their country had committed just basically such horrible atrocities in the past. That's what I would say about that. So that is the primary reason that people deny genocides. It's because they're so proud of their countries that they can't comprehend the part that their country would just do such horrible things. You missed my last. Oh, we're talking a bunch of different countries. You missed my last super. I'm sorry, King of Killing. Let me take a look. Pakistan denying the Bangladesh genocide. I'm sorry about that. You're right on that, WRV. You're 100% right on that. I'm on trial day 1 of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. I don't like Old Bag. He's suspicious. Old Bag is really annoying. She's one of the most annoying Ace Attorney characters. You're in my car. Thank you, Nikki. I got a casino of artwork if you want to help me. I'm gonna help Anomalous with his heist, and then I can help you, King of Killing. Okay. What they teach us in school is they were forcibly sent to Middle East, Southern Anatolia, and died from illness in there. My opinion on this matter is complicated. You know, that is what, here's the thing about this, is that's what governments do oftentimes to get around, that's what they do to try to get around it. That's what they try to do to basically deny genocides, oftentimes. Here's the thing is, governments can deny genocides, a lot, but what they cannot deny is they cannot deny census data. Because census data is one of the easiest ways to prove that genocide is happening. Because if you look at census data, that's basically population data. And you look at a specific group of people, and you see that specific group of people, their numbers is just so much lower, like, years later. It's like, is everybody just moving out? No, they're being mass murdered. So census data is the easiest way to basically prove that a genocide, a mass murder is happening. And so what governments do, the governments that deny genocides, what they do to get around that is they basically do exactly what you said your government does. Is they basically say, oh, they all died from illness. Oh, they moved because of war, or the war killed them. Like, they'll say, like, they weren't murdered, the war killed them, or they died from illness. That is basically what they will do to try to get around that. They will basically lie, and they'll say, oh, they died from illness, or they'll die from something else like that. That's a really common thing. That's what they typically will do. It's a very common thing. It's done basically all around the world. It's what governments will do. It's a really scummy thing governments will do to lie like that. Can census data be tampered with? Possibly, but here's the thing about this is so what happened was Stalin in the 1930s. In the 1930s, there was basically, there was this class of people in Ukraine called the kulaks. The kulaks weren't rich people. The communists tried to make it seem like they were rich people. The kulaks were not rich people. The kulaks were basically just peasants that were a little bit better off. That's what they were all. They were just peasants who just ran more successful farms. And so they had a little bit more. They had a little bit more land. They made a little bit more money than the average peasant. And so what happened was the Stalin targeted the kulaks specifically. And so Stalin basically did forced collectivization. Because when Lenin was the leader of the Soviet Union, what Lenin did was Lenin gave land to some farmers. So he told farmers that poorer farmers that they can have some land. I don't remember exactly how much land he gave each farmer, but he gave each farmer some land. And Stalin absolutely hated that. He hated that. He thought that everything should be government controlled, everything should be government owned. And so Stalin basically sent his secret police in the NKVD, and they basically went and collectivized all these farms. And so what the NKVD, the Soviet secret police, would do is they would go on these kulak farms, and they would tell the kulak farmers, you have to give up 70% of your crops to the government. And the farmers basically said, no, we're not doing that. We work this land, we sweat this land, we get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, we work this land. We're not giving you 70% of our crops, and they shouldn't have had to do that, because like they work that land, they sweat that land. The government has no right to come in there and take 70% of their crops, their hard work. And so Stalin got so angry that basically what he did was he cut off the grain supplies in Ukraine. And so he cut these farmers off, and there was like farms where the NKVD would just sit out there and they wouldn't let people leave the farms. And so people just starved to death. There was just mass starvation. And when Stalin eliminated the kulaks were the people that were selling they were selling a lot of food to the cities and the towns. And so when Stalin eliminated those farmers, what happened was the city starved. And so you had massive starvation in Ukraine, and millions of people died. To this day, they don't know exactly how many people died in the Holodomor. Some people say that between 3 to 8 million. It's what we know is it's at least a few million. I don't think we know the exact amount. But basically what happened was the Soviets, the people that were in charge of the Soviet census data, they actually had no idea about Stalin doing that. They had no idea about just how many people died because of Stalin's starvation. And so what the census people did was they came to Stalin and they told Stalin there's some kind of mistake. You know, the census showed us that there was millions more Ukrainians living here, years beforehand, but now there's, millions less. Something's wrong. And you know what Stalin did? He had the people who did the census shot to cover that up. So that is that's perfect example of like a government covering up genocide. And to this day the Russian government actually denies the Holodomor. They deny that it's a genocide. They denied that a lot of that happened to that. I can't stay up late. I got college in the morning. Thank you, King of Killing. Thank you for the super chat. But also, but there's another thing that a lot of people don't know about, and the other thing that a lot of people don't know about is that the Ukrainian government today, huge portions of the Ukrainian government deny the Volyn genocide, which the Volyn genocide happened during World War II. It happened between 1943 and 1944, and it's basically where Ukrainian ultranationalists had gone into Polish villages and mass murdered Polish people, and it was like 250,000, Polish people that had died because of that. It was horrible. Like they went in, like these ultranationalists, they went into Polish villages and they just slaughtered everybody, just killed everybody. Anybody that was Polish, they just killed. They also targeted their own people. They killed Ukrainian Jews as well. And what happens is the Ukrainian government today denies a lot of that. So I know there are some people in the Ukrainian government that have made an attempt to reconcile with Poland today, and Poland really appreciates that. But there are other people in the Ukrainian government that deny that, and they pretend like that didn't happen. And that does piss a lot of Polish people off. A lot of Polish people get really angry about that. Hey Pro, if you had a chance to read episode 1 of Overdrive, what are your thoughts? If you didn't have a chance to read, no worries, I won't force you. No, it's okay, DL Gaming, I'll read it, I promise I will. Where can I read it? You said on Twitter that I could read it too, right? That's what you said? Early Pro, yeah, pretty early today. Hey Pro, what do you think about the Croatian government denying genocide in Jasenovec, where 600,000 Serbs, Jews, and Gypsies died? That is, you are right on that. I completely missed Croatia when I was talking about a bunch of countries. I forgot about Croatia. So this is a perfect example of when people look at really small countries, and they think that really small countries can't do great evil. But really small countries can do just as much evil as even large countries. And a perfect example of that is Portugal. Portugal, Belgium, and Croatia. These are all 3 really small countries, and these countries had committed such horrible atrocities. The Croatians had committed horrible atrocities during World War II with the Ustasha, which was basically a Nazi collaboration force. They had ran concentration camps where they put Serbians in there, Jews, and the Ustasha also targeted their own people. So the Ustasha would kill if there was a Croat that was married to a Serb, the Ustasha would kill them. And if there was a Croatian Jew, the Ustasha would kill them also. So the Ustasha were just ruthless. They were just really cruel. They were pretty evil people. Stalin was so messed up. He had his own children shot. I'm trying to remember. Did Stalin have any of his kids killed? Stalin did get his kids killed, but I'm trying to remember if he had any of his children specifically shot. Thank you for the super chat. I'm Batman. After this sale, we will help Anomalous with his with his heist. Well, you can, what you can do is you can I drive that bike? What you can do is you can, why don't you go on my last Twitter thing, Ellen, and just message me on Twitter, and I will, I'll follow you on Twitter, or just comment on my last Twitter post, and I'll follow you back on Twitter. Has the current Ukrainian president denied the massacre? You're talking about Zelensky? Thank you for the super chat, Kevin Tablet. And I'll answer your question in a moment. I'm just gonna answer Lendon's question. What I'll say about that is Zelensky has made some attempts to reconcile with Poland. He has met with Polish officials when they were honoring like the honoring the victims of like the genocide, which like Polish people do appreciate that like Zelensky did show up during that. But the thing about this also is Zelensky was actually asked like years ago. Like years ago, he was in an interview, and he was asked what he thought of Stefan Bandera. Stefan Bandera was the Ukrainian ultra-nationalist leader that basically caused the genocide in he caused the genocide against Poles. He murdered 250,000 Polish people. And the thing is, though, some government officials, what they do in Ukraine, when they're denying like the atrocities against Poles, what they'll basically say is they'll say that Bandera was imprisoned because Bandera was a Nazi collaborator. But then what happened is when the Nazis did not need him anymore, they used him. But when they didn't, he carried out atrocities for the Nazis. He did horrible things for the Nazis. But when the Nazis didn't need him anymore, they imprisoned him. And so when he was imprisoned, the murders were taking place. And what was happening is that people would say, oh, you know, Bandera didn't have anything to do with it because he was arrested. But that's not true. Even though Bandera was arrested at that time, it was his group of people, UPA, the Ukrainian insurgent army, that committed those atrocities against Poles. And it was also his ideology, his hatred of Poles, that basically had caused a lot of those killings to happen. Now, as for Zelensky, like I said, Zelensky has made some attempts to reconcile with Poland. He has met with Polish officials that were honoring the victims of the massacre. But years ago, what happened was he was asked about Bandera, and he was asked his opinion on Bandera. And what Zelensky did was he took a very neutral approach. And he basically said some people consider Bandera a hero, some people consider him a murderer. That's basically what Zelensky said. So he didn't call Bandera a murderer directly. He just said some people consider him a hero and some people consider him a murderer. You know, Bandera is not a hero. He is very much a murderer. I don't have anything against I don't have anything against, I would say, the Ukrainian government today. Besides that, mostly, I'm just pissed about that. That like there's parts of the Ukrainian government that like deny that, you know, genocide. And as a Polish American, I get pissed off too. But you know, they are they're being attacked today by Russia. Russia is basically trying to take over parts of their country too. But it's but I guess I'm just pissed that I would say like certain government officials in Ukraine. That's just what I would say about that personally. Let's still wait until the cocaine is delivered here. So Zelensky has improved relations with Poland. He has, you know, done a little bit better, but I would say is that there's still a lot of improvement to do on, I would say. Let me see. Never trust governments. After all of them make terrible decisions, especially the West. Yeah, I would agree with you there, Nikki. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, I will say is that that is just one thing that I would say is that like a lot of people in like the West, I would say, they don't know about that full history like between Poland and Ukraine. They don't know about like how Ukrainian ultranationalists had like committed genocide against Poles like during World War II, and like it was really brutal. Like when it happened, 250,000 people died. It was entire villages basically got cleansed. It was, you know, horrible. It was, you know, evil. Basically what happened. You know, I don't have anything against Ukrainians today, but it's and I certainly don't like the Russian government. I hate the Russian government. But it's as a Polish American personally, it just gets me pissed off when I just see like. In Ukraine today, I see like statues dedicated to like some of the people who like committed atrocities against Poles. Like Bandera, his group had committed atrocities against my people, and so when I see statues of him in Ukraine, personally, as like a Polish American, it just gets me pissed. New fanfic series is on DeviantArt. The link is on a community tab on my channel. I'll post new episodes. Oh, it's on your channel. Okay, so I'll take a look at your channel a little bit later. Anomalous, can you invite me to your heist? Let's do your heist now. Let's help that out. Okay, wait till this, Pro, the prayers of Pope Saint John Paul II participate in the fall of the Soviet Union. Prayers? I don't. Are you talking about Solidarność, which is like the Polish solidarity movement? Is that what you're talking about specifically? What I will say is that John Paul II's movement definitely was like a massive forward in the communists and definitely helped to change Poland. And can you explain why the Enclave is evil? The Enclave is a fascist organization in Fallout 3 that believes that anybody that's not part of the Enclave is inferior, and they ultimately want mass genocide and anybody who is not part of the Enclave to be killed. Oh, and I'm gonna join Anomalous's heist because that's what I promised I would help him with. Here we go, joining it. As a Russian, I will say I hate the Russian government. Yeah, and I will say though is that I absolutely hate Putin. I hate the Russian government. But pointing out corruption problems in parts of the Ukrainian government does not mean that you like the Russians at all. I don't like the Russian government. I have nothing against Russian people, but I hate the Russian government. And so that's I just personally I just don't like that. Like if you criticize any part of the Ukrainian government, people try to make it seem like you're pro-Russia or you're like supporting Putin. I just hate that personally. So I've never liked Putin. I don't like the Russian government. But it's just a Polish American. It just personally just pisses me off when I just see like statues in Ukraine that are like dedicated to like somebody who killed Polish people during World War II. So that's just I just wish Ukraine would just take those statues down, because that would just improve relations between Poland and Ukraine so much if Ukraine did that. Invite to party. Can we just talk in game chat? I think it should work better for me to talk in game chat, scientist. What's worse, Chinese government or Russian government? Well, it depends. It depends for who you're talking about. If you're talking about Poland and Ukraine, for example, Russia is far worse for like Poland and Ukraine than it is for for like America. Like Russia is still like a problem for America, but like not as much as like it is for like Poland and Ukraine. Like because Russia poses a physical threat to Poland, Ukraine, and the Baltics. But when it comes to let's just start the heist then, Anomalous. But when it comes to China, I would say China is like China is a massive threat to America. Because China, the thing is though, is that Russia does not really have the power to bankrupt America. So like Russia can't really do that. If Russia at most, like the biggest threat that we face of Russia is war. Like that's the biggest threat that America faces with Russia. But the biggest threat with America faces with China is not just war, but it's also economic destruction, because China could unleash massive economic problems on America if it wanted to. Russia does not have the capability to launch, economic problems on America, because a lot of Russian industry is not tied directly to American industry, where huge amounts of American industry is tied directly to Chinese industry and vice versa. So I would say, if China cut off America, I think that America would suffer more than China. What are the chances of China invading Japan? Almost zero. I don't think China would invade Japan. They would not gain anything from it. Zero. China invading Taiwan is actually a real possibility. But here's the thing I will tell you. Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think China wants to do? What China probably wants to do is, what China might do one day is they might take a giant fleet of ships. And what they will do is they'll take that giant fleet of ships and they will just completely surround Taiwan. China has the capability to do that. So they'll take like a giant fleet of ships and just blockade Taiwan, where nothing can leave Taiwan, nothing. And what China will do is they will try to starve out Taiwan. That is probably what they will do. They will just wait until Taiwan is completely starved out, and they'll try to starve them out into submission. That is probably what China will do, because Taiwan is a very small island, but despite being a very small island, Taiwan is a very urbanized island and has like 20 million people. And so Taiwan does not have enough farms to keep feeding its people. And so if China was to blockade Taiwan with like tons of ships, they could very much starve them out. So that could be like a massive disaster. Like Taiwan could try to get food in by plane, but then there might be threats of like China shooting it down. So that's probably what China would probably do to Taiwan. So I don't think there's any chance of China invading Japan, but there's a real possibility of China attacking Taiwan. That possibility is real. And you have to think about it this way. Xi Jinping is getting old, and Xi Jinping wants his legacy to be that Taiwan will be brought back under his control. Because remember that Xi Jinping has said several times that he wants to be the president to unify China and Taiwan. And so he wants people to remember him for that. And so just remember that he's getting older, and he's probably going to try to do something in the future. So that's what's scary about Xi Jinping.
I'm sorry, I can let them into the office, but not into the back.
Look, they're here now, and you making me look like a fucking asshole.
I promise you there is
Favorite
nothing
video game character of all time and why?
Where is he?
Mr. Duggan?
Nico Bellic, I would say. I just always liked his personality, liked him as a
Boxing
person.
in the gym with his PR guy.
Well, go speak to him, okay? Fuck.
Hey,
I promise you, this will all be cool.
So fucked
just wait
up,
right
man.
here.
Okay, thank you, thanks. She knows, man. She fucking knows.
We're cool, man. Mr. D's gonna deal with this.
No.
Loves guys like us.
This shit too fucked up, man. I'm too famous for this shit, bro. I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail.
Chill.
What you mean, chill? You know what they do to me in jail? Wait, fuck. This is a fucking setup.
Whoa, put it down, man.
You setting us up for what?
You, bro. I'm with you.
Oh yeah? How about I ice you and I ice her and we get the fuck out?
By the way, I'm checking my my subscribers here,
It's right there, bro.
and hang on.
Oh, shit,
Ooh,
relax.
yeah,
My
this
bad, bro.
cutscene.
You cool or what?
Yeah, I'll be cool, man.
Is
Real
everything
cool.
okay?
I have no idea.
No, I shot myself.
Yeah.
Like an idiot.
Fucking weird.
Oh my god!
Can you get me to a doctor, please?
Yeah, of course, come with me here.
Do I look pale? Do you?
Don't touch me.
I'm feeling faint, bro. I think I'm bleeding out.
Get the fucking thing off the fucking table and get out of here.
Yeah, this cutscene. what I was saying though, guys, is thanks to everybody who has subscribed to me during the stream. Thank you so much. Because I'm checking my subscribers. I gained like 100 subscribers during this stream, so thank you everybody who subscribed to me today. It's boosted my confidence and made me feel a lot better. Thank you everybody.
Make your way to the vault. You're coming up on the staff lobby, so remember to stay out of sight. You're not supposed to be there. If you blow
down
your
below.
cover, you'll
Okay.
need to start fighting. Going your own way, are you? Let's see if it works. Through here. This pass gets you into the office and hotel, but if anyone sees you in the staff lobby, expect a confrontation.
Can you make a crazy current events video on the streamer who sells bathwater? I could.
Otherwise, it's the stairs.
Even though it's really creepy, it's
The hell? You can't be here! Oh no! This place is off limits! Hey! Ah!
Behind that big...
good work. Okay, good work so far.
What?
Okay, good work. Okay, nice. Swipe. What do you think of the TikTok ban? I think the TikTok ban is, I think the TikTok ban is, like, weird. It's... The thing is, though, is,
So far, so bueno. Push on to the
oh, I
vault.
missed a super chat, I'm sorry.
Looks like the guard at the vault room isn't there.
Near the end of the stream, could you possibly look up the Payday 2 Restoration Mod Overhaul Guide? That's what it's called on the Steam guide. I could look into that, yeah, London.
Okay, we made it here. Get out your equipment and get into the vault.
What, oh, the TikTok question, right. Okay, so about the TikTok question,
Drill your way through multiple discs in order to break the vault door lock. Keep an eye on your temperature gauge.
I'm a really big supporter of free speech. When it comes to government, I look at almost everything from a very libertarian perspective. Just extremely small government, as little power as possible for the government. I don't like regulation. I don't like censorship at all. But what I will say is there's a massive threat with TikTok that it could actually, you know, be spyware for the Chinese government. So that's a massive threat. But at the same time, there's like, you know, thousands of creators that make money on TikTok. You know, there are idiots on TikTok, definitely, but then there's also people that make actually helpful, good videos, and they make a living off of it. And so you're going to be hurting them by banning it. But I will say, though, it is kind of funny seeing the Chinese government get so angry about banning TikTok, because the thing is, though, is you want to know something I found out only, and I found out only today about it. Like, I didn't know about it until today. But TikTok is actually banned in China. I did not know that. So even though it's largely a Chinese-backed app, it is not allowed in China. So I didn't know that. I always thought that TikTok was allowed in China, but yet... But... okay. Yeah, but just think about that right now, what I just said. That China banned TikTok, but is getting pissed at the US for banning TikTok. Does that make any sense? So China is banned TikTok, but gets angry at the US for banning TikTok. Can somebody explain to me how that makes any sense? That's just so like the Chinese government has actively complained about us banning TikTok, but then TikTok is banned in China. Like I don't get that personally. It's like, what the hell, right? Will Rockstar make GTA 6 online characters speak? I don't know, Daniel. I guess we'll see. Probably not, because then they'd have to record dialogue for every single update. What is your opinion on Justin Trudeau? Here's the thing is though, is I will break my I will break my oath of not talking politics on this specific thing, because I have a policy on my channel, and that policy on my channel is that I largely avoid talking politics unless it deals with human rights. So that is the only time that I will really talk about politics. I'll only talk about it when it deals with human rights. For the most part, I'll stay out of it because I'm largely a gaming channel. However, though, when it comes to Trudeau, I see him as a narcissist, and I see him as somebody in a power trip, and I see him as a guy who's just obsessed with his ego. That's what I'll say about Trudeau. Because I'll tell you something. Whenever I see him and I see him talk, do you know what I think every single time I see him talk? I think to myself, that's the guy who basically froze people's bank accounts for protesting against him. So, like, every single time I see that guy, that's what I think. I think that's the guy who froze people's bank accounts for protesting against him. Like, I don't think of anything else. Like, every single time I see him talk, every single time I see him in the news, I'm like, that's the guy who froze people's bank accounts for protesting against him. So, like, I have never heard about any leader doing that in a democratic country, of like freezing people's bank accounts for protesting against him. So that's what I'll say about Trudeau, is he's on a power trip, he's a egomaniac, and honestly speaking, I stay away from politics, but I hope he loses the election. Like the next election in Canada, I hope he loses it bad, and I hope he never returns to politics again. That's what I'll say about him. And I'll go even further about Trudeau. Not just talking about the bank, like him freezing people's bank accounts. There's things that he does far worse, far worse than just the bank account things. There's even much worse things that he does besides that. GTA San Andreas, there's an unused mission where Tenpenny gets really angry, named Officer Carver. Oh, I didn't know about that. Hang on a second. I'll answer the thing about Trudeau in just a moment. I'm just waiting here. How do I get out of here? So, here's what I'll tell you is, Trudeau has not just offended, oh crap, I got another one coming in. I'm coming with you. I'll answer the Trudeau thing in just a moment, guys. Just give me a second. I just gonna want to get out here. I don't want to mess up scientist's heist.
If anyone gets in your way. They're closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace. Security is sweeping the whole building. Stay one step ahead or this whole thing goes south. As long as you stay calm, those outfits should get you from here to the exit. The cops aren't letting anybody through the perimeter, so you'll have to do that the old-fashioned way.
Oh, we're not going out here? Okay. Professional, been trying to make friends in GTA Online, but I'm very shy. I would like to play with you and your friends. Can I send you my PSN? Sure, Leslie. Just tell me what your PSN is, and I'll answer it. Okay, so about Trudeau. Remember how I said he was freezing people's bank accounts, right? I largely stay away from politics, like I said, but I'll only talk about it when it comes to human rights and, like, other such stuff like this. And so, like I said, the guy's in a power trip. He has a massive ego, like a massive narcissist. He always thinks he's smarter and better than everyone, but Trudeau has Trudeau has offended my entire family. Like, my parents absolutely hate Trudeau, and my parents aren't even Canadian. Like, my parents are Polish. You know, my parents are from Poland, but my parents absolutely hate Trudeau. They despise him. Like, my father just despises him. And the reason that he's offended my entire family is because basically what happened was Trudeau invited this guy to the Canadian Parliament like a couple months ago, and the guy that he invited was a Nazi collaborator, and that guy was part of the Galician SS. The Galician SS was a horrible unit that committed mass atrocities against Polish civilians. Like, they went into villages in Poland, and they just butchered entire villages of Poland. One guy from the Galician SS unit took a rifle and smashed the Polish baby's head in with the stock. That's what one member from the Galician SS did. And that guy who was invited to the Canadian Parliament was a member of that unit. And so when I see like a, Trudeau inviting like a Nazi to the, Canadian Parliament, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Like, I'm like thinking to myself, it's like, do you have serious issues? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, there is serious, like, did this guy not do his research? Does he not know who he invited to the parliament? That's it. Which foreign unit? It was the Galician SS. Just go on Google and just type in Galician SS atrocities against Polish civilians, and you'll just see the horrible things that they did. And what I will say, though, is that the Canadian speaker, the speaker of the Canadian House, I at least have some level of respect for him, more than I do for Trudeau. And the reason for that is because, do you know what he did? Is he apologized. He did a really stupid thing by bringing in that guy. But he apologized and he resigned, which is what he should have done. And he apologized to both Israel, and he apologized to both Poland. And so he apologized to, he apologized to Poland, he apologized to the Polish government, he apologized to the Israeli government, and he also apologized to Jews around the world. So that was a good thing that he did by apologizing for bringing that Nazi into the parliament, and he resigned. But that Canadian speaker, he has more guts than Trudeau does, because at least he admitted to the stupid thing that he did, and he resigned from his position. Trudeau refused to resign, and he did not make an apology to the Polish government, which he should have definitely done. So that's what I'll say about Trudeau, is that Trudeau is just a piece of crap for inviting that guy in, and as a Polish American, it personally just offends me and just pisses me off that he invited like a guy. Like, the thing is, though, it's is like, when you're gonna invite somebody to speak to your country's parliament, right? Is like, aren't you gonna do like a bunch of like research to check who that person is? Like, aren't you gonna do like a bunch of background research? So the fact that so many people like messed that up and got that wrong, that was like a really stupid thing. But here, I'm gonna keep going, guys. So Trudeau literally froze people's bank accounts who protested against him. He called the people who protested against him Nazis, but then he invited an actual Nazi to the Canadian Parliament. He offended, Poles. He offended Jews all around the world. And what he also did is, to my viewers in India, is what Trudeau has also done is there are dangerous extremists in Canada. And I didn't even know about this until like maybe like a year ago. Like, one of my friends told me about this. Like, one of my friends in India, he sent me like a bunch of videos about this, and I had no idea about this. But there are these dangerous like terrorists in India, part of like this extremist Khalistan group. I'm not completely familiar with that, but some of these guys are linked directly to terror attacks in India. Like, they've killed innocent people in India, and these guys are sitting in Canada, and Trudeau does absolutely nothing about it. So, what's happened is there was like some separatist in Canada that was like, he was some kind of Khalistan separatist that was from India, and apparently the guy was like a terrorist. That's like what my friends have told me about the guy, and like the guy died. Now, we don't know exactly who killed the guy. The Canadian government accused the Indian government of doing it, but there was really no proof that the Indian government did it. There was not 100% proof that the Indian government did it. And so Trudeau basically, Trudeau managed to offend, Poland. He offended Poland, he offended Israel, he offended India. So he managed to, he offended 3 governments, and there's probably even more governments that he's offended, way more than just that. And you know, and his own, and most Canadians dislike him. Like I haven't talked to a Canadian who likes him. So that's what I say. So I stay away from the politics of it. Khalistan. Well, I don't know much about the Khalistan thing. I don't know much about that, Rayan. I'll be honest with you. But from what I've seen on the news, that there are like dangerous extremists that are in Canada, and these dangerous extremists have, like, you know, threatened people in India. They've hurt people directly in India, and like Trudeau does not do anything about it. Please ban me for being Canadian. No, I know you're joking, Mr. Waifu, but no, it's he also offended Bangladesh. He refused to deport the person who killed Bangladesh's first prime minister. Oh, what the hell? So he has like literally a terrorist that's like living in the country also. It's just, yeah, that's what I'll say. Wait, what, Bunny? You're saying Can you explain why the gunner in Nuka World decided to hit the Nuka bottle plant first? What do you mean, Tip the Landlord? No, I tend to stay away from... Oh, and he did that also, Boombox. I forgot about that, too. Didn't somebody else need a help with a heist here? What accident? What are you talking about, Stuart? Jedi Academy spotted? Yeah, I have Jedi Academy. I like it. Am I a piece of crap for... No, Mr. Waifu, you are not responsible for your leaders. It's, don't worry about that. You know, Canadians are some of the nicest people in the world. It's like, you know, most Canadians are nicer than most Americans, and I would say that as an American. So that's, so, like, you know, don't worry about that. It's, you know, my problem was just with Trudeau. That was just it. It was not with Canadians. Not at all like that. I'm just saying, like, as a Polish American, it just personally pisses me off that he invited a Nazi that, like, killed Polish people to, like, the parliament. That was just honestly what pissed me off about him. But that's it. And I was also talking about how he offends people in India also. So he offends Polish people, he offends Indians. Like, he's just like a, like Trudeau has serious issues. That's what I'll tell about. Like, the guy has serious issues. Okay, Nikki. Well, like I said, I don't know much about the Khalistan stuff. The Khalistan stuff, I don't know much about that. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know the whole history behind that. But the thing that I do know is that there are dangerous, like, you know, extremists, like, you know, dangerous Khalistani extremists that are in, like, they're in Canada, and the Canadian government does not do anything about this. And some of these guys are linked to crimes in India. Like, they've committed, like, political crimes in India. Like, they've attacked politicians. They've committed, you know, terrorist attacks. They've done some bad things. I don't, he offends Canadians, but, what do you mean, Nikki? Who else needed help with this? Just send me an invite here if you needed help. I don't know. I personally think the next election he's probably going to get destroyed. Oh, okay, Tip the Landlord. I didn't know about that. Does he also offend Americans? Oh, yes. Definitely. There was another person who needed help with a heist. Who was the other person to send me an invite with the heist? You're awesome, Pearl. Thank you. I meant he offends Indians, but oh. Oh, okay, Nikki. Thank you for the super chat. Wait, are you an Indian Canadian, Nikki? Have you tried to make your character look like Kane or Lynch? No, I actually have not really. I could probably try to do that, maybe. Maybe I'll make my GTA 6 character look like Kane. Yeah. There was one other person who needed help with a heist, right? Oh, well, I did that with the menu just to avoid the copyright. That's what I did it primarily. Parents born in India, I am born in Ontario, Canada. Oh, so then you know what I was talking about then before, like with the Khalistan thing, right? Okay, I'm just waiting for an invite. Somebody else needed help with it, but yeah, that's the thing is I didn't know I didn't know fully about it until like recently. Like one of my friends that's in India sent me like a bunch of videos about it. And there are like dangerous like Indian separatists that are in Canada, and like some of these guys have like done horrible things and like committed horrible crimes in India, like actually terrorist attacks. And some of these guys are just basically roaming free in Canada, and the Canadian government largely for the most part does nothing about it, and it's made a lot of Indians really angry. I know that. There was another person who needed help with a heist, but who was the other person who was asking me for help with the heist? There was another person who was asking me for help during the heist. I don't know who it was, but I remember somebody was asking me for help. I told him I'd help him after Anomalous. Now I can't remember who it was. Oh, okay, Nikki. I miss 2000s YouTube reason why, because you put any music you want. Yeah. Well, the copyright has gotten out of control. Yeah, I tend to avoid it for the most part, Fernando. I just wanted to just cover the thing about Trudeau. That's basically it. I just really don't like the guy. Just not a fan of him. Yeah, maybe, but I tend to stay away from it mostly. But it was mostly Fernando because he just offended me. It wasn't and the thing is though is literally everything that I said about Trudeau, I didn't say one thing about his politics, not one thing, not about his political positions or anything like that. I just more of it said it just the stupid things that he's done, just like this offending people, just the problems that he's caused personally. Anybody else need help here? Send me an invite. Okay, anyone else? I guess no one else needed help with a heist. If no one else needs help with a heist, I guess I'll wrap up the stream here in a moment. If you switch a property location, do you lose all upgrades? Yes, you do. You do. But you do get a portion of your money back. Wait, what are you talking about specifically, Blade? About the Khalistan stuff, they want their own land called Khalistan. Reason why is because during the 1940s to the 80s, Indian government doesn't give rights to Sikhs. Punjabi people. Thank you for the super chat. You explained it a little bit better, Nikki. So yeah, I don't know much about the Khalistan stuff, I'll be honest. But the thing that I do know about it is I know that there's a lot of extremist people in that organization. You know, I have nothing against Sikhs, but there's just some people in that Khalistan organization specifically that are just extreme. You know, they have done actual attacks in India, and some of those guys are just roaming free in Canada, and the Canadian government has not done anything about that to address that, and India gets pissed about that. Yes, there was a flight that was bombed. It was an Indian flight, and I think it was yes, it was everybody died in the plane. It was many years ago though. So I have no toleration for any you know, any terrorists or anything like that. So I can understand why Indians get pissed at Trudeau for that. Do you have a guide on upgrading to next gen? I will say I will say that, I mean, are you still able to transfer your character? No, I don't think you are able to transfer PS4 to PS5 character anymore. You can't transfer PS4 to PS5 character anymore, right? You can't. Oh, okay, Nikki, Indian government genocides Sikhs, so they had enough of it, and some of them started to attack Indians. You can research about this if you want, Pro. I'm not forcing. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll read into it more, Nikki. I don't know the whole history, so I'll definitely read into it more too. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, my point is, my point was just that there are some people part of that Khalistan group that are tied to really extreme people, like terrorists. So that's what I'll just say about it. What would become the capital wasteland if the Lone Wanderer was killed in Vault 101? Oh, the Enclave probably would have taken over. Geo is asking for help. Wait, who here? Geo, let me see here.
How's it going?
My PSN is fixated. Okay. Wait, what do you mean, DM? I also don't know too much about this, but that's all the info I can give you. Okay, Nikki. I will add you after the stream, Jeremiah. I just can't add anyone during the stream. I like that you post those polls and questions in the community tab often, Pro. It's fun to answer them. Thank you, man. Oh, they're one of the most evil, you know, the Gestapo, one of the most evil polices in the world, Martin M. Hey, Pro, you know you don't lose your PS4 account when migrating to PS5 now? Yes, I know you don't lose it, but it doesn't, you know, sync. It doesn't, like, you know, you don't level up on PS4 at the same time as PS5. I got insanely bad sticker from PS5. Wondering if the Edge is worth it purely for detachable joysticks. I don't care about other stuffs like paddles. Well, what I will say about that, Liam, is is if you buy a PlayStation Edge controller over time, buying like the joystick modules, they will help you save money. But even though they will help you save money, right now it's not worth buying because you can't find that you can't find that anywhere. You cannot find the you can't find the joysticks anywhere, at least in America. They're too hard to find at the moment. No, I never went for the 1 million subscriber plaque. I never had, I guess I just never asked for one. But when I get to 1,100,000, I think I want to ask YouTube for a subscriber plaque. If anybody here is new and you do enjoy my streams, if you could subscribe to me, it would mean a lot to me. If you enjoy my streams. I've been trying really hard to get to 1,100,000 subscribers. I'm just so close to it. I'm at like 1,098,500 right now. Notable Enclave war crimes: purging an actual intelligent Deathclaw colony, the oil rig FEV experiments, and turning Frank Horrigan into a super mutant enforcer for disobeying orders. Yeah, and they tried to no, you're not blacklisted. They tried to kill everybody in the Capital Wasteland. I remember that too, Lendon. And I will add you after the stream, Jeremiah. Later tonight, I'll add you. Geo has posted numerous times. Wait. Is his account just Geo? Thank you, Zombie Fanatic. I'm trying to find him. Where is he? Oh, can you help me sell? Okay, I see you right there, Geo. Geo tips and tricks. Okay, I thought it was just Geo. I'm sorry. Do I have you added, Geo? Just let me know. Do I have you added? Okay, Geo, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna add you after the stream then. Can you tell me what your PSN is? Because I can't add anybody during streams. I can help you later tonight if you want, or I can help you on next stream. I just can't help you at the moment then, because I would just have to figure out who I have to remove from my friends list, and so I don't want to do that during the stream right now.
Couldn't bring myself to do it.
Thank you, Bonnie. Okay, Geo, I will add you later today, okay? Okay, I'll still stick around here for a few minutes. If you guys want to ask me anything, I'll hang around for a few minutes and answer any questions people might want to ask me. Also, the thing with Frank Horrigan thinking he's still human, I don't think he's talking appearance, but more his integrity and dignity remaining full. Thank you, thank you, Landon. He does still think he's human. He calls you a mutant, ironically, when he is one. Well, no, this was just for for lore videos. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. Doing parts of the campaign again. My favorite game from the Manhunt series, probably Manhunt 2. I probably like the gameplay a bit more Manhunt 2. Okay, Aki, I could. Could you explain how Claude got to San Andreas? Just driving, like. Catalina and Claude had like robbed so many states along the way. So like they didn't go straight to Liberty City. They robbed so many states over like a 9-year period. I could, but phone calls don't appear in so when you redo missions, you don't get the in between mission phone calls, which I need for lore videos. I don't think so, Ryan. Fallout 2 was it? It was London. I just wanted to say, don't feel down over some subscribers. Keep making content, and you'll make it. They unsubscribe. They're just GTA fanboys like before you mentioned. Well, thank you, Phoenix. Okay, WRV, I will. Thank you. Do I have a speech impediment, or what do I say? It's just a nasty habit. I just say it too much. That's just it's just a habit. I've been trying to Andrew, I'm not gonna get into that conflict. Is that I think comparing him comparing them like that is ridiculous, but I'm not gonna get into that conflict either. I just stay away from that modern conflict, and I just say I'm just on the side of peace. That's it. I just want the war to end. I want the fighting to end. And I want people to stop killing each other. So I don't talk about that war at all. I just tend to stay away from it. It's just I'm playing GTA 4. I got betrayed by Dimitri. Yeah, Dimitri is a scumbag. You missed my question? Oh. Let me see, Isaiah. If you're going to do the Last of Us playthrough, I highly recommend you play a PS4 remaster version because the PS5 was pointless and unnecessary. I guess. We'll see one day. I'll play through The Last of Us one day. Okay, guys. So I guess I'll be wrapping up the stream here then, guys. The best GTA content creator I've been watching for years. Thank you, man. So I guess I'll be going here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the stream, drop a like. And if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed my content, do subscribe to me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.